Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful week like always. Today is quite the sad day because I will be concluding my Whitney Houston discography journey, her 7th and final studio album from 2009 called I Look to You. This was her final studio album before her death in February of 2012. I have been enjoying this Whitney Houston discography journey quite a bit, going through her entire catalog. After this album, I won't have any more Whitney Houston albums to listen to. I would have exhausted her entire catalog, except for her 2003 Christmas album called One Wish, which I will be listening to in November or December of this year. So I will be reopening this series for that album. But for now, this will be the final Whitney Houston video in this series. And it's always bittersweet when I finish one of these discography journeys because it's like I watch the artist grow up from the very beginning of their career, from when they're a teenager or a young adult in their 20s, and then they progress through the decades and the years to where they're a mature adult later in life. And it's like I watch them grow up, but instead of actually watching them grow up, I listen to them grow up. And it really is bittersweet in the end. And because this is Whitney Houston's final studio album, I decided to dress up for the occasion. I do want to point out the album artwork for I Look to You because she looks absolutely stunning. I don't need to tell you that, but I also feel like, I don't know if this was intentional, but I feel like her pose in the album artwork is a throwback to her debut album from 1985. And this is my first time listening to the album. I'm looking at the track list and I don't recall hearing any of these songs before, but like always, if I start listening to a song and it sounds familiar, I'll let you guys know. There are 11 tracks on the album and the album is 45 minutes. So I'm gonna stop talking and get into the music with track number 1, $1 Million Bill. Okay, and that was track number 1, $1 Million Bill. I actually had a lot of fun listening to the song. I was dancing, I was moving my body. It was a lot of fun to listen to, and she sounds great. Her voice does sound great, in my opinion. Considering everything that she's been through over the last couple decades, I'm not going to get into that, but just everything she's gone through, her voice does sound great. And the song $1 Million Bill was also co-written by Alicia Keys, which was nice to read. This is also such a happy and positive song. It puts you in a good mood. It makes you want to put your arms up in the air, and I really liked it for the optimism and the way it makes you feel. If he make you feel like $1 million bill, say, oh. It's been a long, long time since I felt that love has found my way. She's saying that it's been a long, long time since she's felt this love and she's found her way. I've been looking, I've been searching for the man to touch this place. Can't deny the way that he's making me feel this way about his love. So now we're gonna move on to track number 2, Nothing But Love. Okay, and that was track number 2, Nothing But Love, and I actually enjoyed this song more so for the production. It was more of a dance pop song, which I really enjoyed. The song is pretty self-explanatory when it comes to the meaning behind the lyrics. She is essentially saying nothing but love for the people past and present who have entered her life, the people, the family that raised her, and the teachers that praised her. Even the haters, even the ones who tried to break her and tried to take her down, there's been haters since the world been going around. Why did it take a queen to try to crush him down? Nothing but love. So nothing but love for everyone. Her family, her teachers, the haters, the people who tried to break her and tear her down. Nothing but love. I mean, I can only imagine what the tabloids were saying about her. Not just people in general, people like you and I, and people in the industry, but also tabloid magazines. Every single month, every single year, just dishing on her life and her struggles and what she was going through. The people who were really trying to bring her down and make her feel like crap for everything that occurred in her life up until now in 2009. Because this album, I Look to You, is a comeback album, essentially, because her last studio album before this one was in 2002 with Just Whitney. And then, of course, she released her Christmas album in 2003, so technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, her first album in 6 years, we'll say. And I do recall Whitney promoting this album back in 2009. She was performing on award shows, she was going to award shows, and she wins International Artist at the AMAs in 2009, the American Music Awards. And she also did the 2-part Oprah interview back in 2009, which I remember watching. I remember watching that interview. And you can now find it on YouTube, I think. Now, I wasn't sure when Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown got divorced, but it says here that they got married in 1992 and they got divorced in 2007, so 2 years before I Look to You was released. And I did touch on this in my last couple of Whitney Houston videos, and it is common knowledge that their marriage had become a mainstay of the gossip columns. There were rumors of infidelity, heavy drug use, allegations of physical abuse, and diminishing professional careers. Whitney Houston actually told Oprah during the Oprah interview in 2009 that he spit on me. He actually spit on me, and my daughter was coming down the stairs and she saw that.
What's the worst thing he ever said to you that you can share?
I just remember this moment. He's gonna hate I said, but he spit on me. And he spit on me. He actually spit on me. And I didn't understand why that occurred. But he has such a hate in his eyes for me. Because I loved him so much.
Whitney went through so much during the last couple decades of her life. The ups and downs, the struggles, the pressure of just being Whitney Houston, and the gossip and the marriage, and everything rolled into one. Rolled and poured into a bottle and shaken up. I could hold on to the pain, but that ain't what my life's about. I ain't blaming nobody if I ain't got my stuff worked out. I got a lot for myself. Ain't gonna regret anything I've done. I just want to sing my song. Ain't got nothing but love. That just goes to show you how strong Whitney Houston was. After everything she had gone through, she was still able to love. Even the haters, even the people who tried to bring her down, she had nothing but love for everyone. It reminds me of a quote I remember hearing in the movie The Help, which I love. I love that movie so much. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding that movie now, but I still enjoy watching it, and there is a quote from one of the characters. Preacher Green, he says, "If you can love your enemy, you already have the victory." And it did take me a while to wrap my head around a saying like that, because it's something I've heard my entire life. But back then I was thinking, why would I want to love my enemy after everything they did to me, after the things they made me feel, and the things they made me say, and the times they made me feel like crap? Why would I want to love them? And it took me a while to really understand that quote. I also enjoy this quote as well. If you know yourself, you will not be harmed by what is said about you. There have been times where people said things about me that I knew weren't true. That's not who I am. Why would you say those things about me? And it took me a while to really accept the fact that people will just talk. They will just talk about you. As a 30-year-old man, I'm very proud of who I am, and I think I know who I am now as a man. Of course, I'm still learning and growing and changing, but this is the man I'm going to be for the rest of my life, and I think I know who I am. So when people say things about me or they think they know me, I just roll my eyes and move on with my life because they don't know who I am. I know who I am. So because of that, what they have to say, it doesn't bother me. And believe me, it is not easy when people try to bring you down and try to make you feel less than what you really are, because I've been in situations like that where people thought they knew who I was and they just wanted to hurt me. They just wanted to bring me down. They wanted a reaction out of me. They wanted me to say something back to them so hurtful so that they could just throw it back in my face. They wanted me to say something hurtful to them because they got a kick out of it. And I wanted to hurt them just as much as they hurt me. But I've come to realize, I actually discovered this a few years ago, that is never the answer. When I come across a situation like that, I just ignore it. I don't pay them any attention. I don't give them any of my time. I just move on with my life because I know who I am. But now let's move on to track number 3, Call You Tonight. Okay, and that was track number 3, Call You Tonight. I really liked this song. I really enjoyed the melody in particular. This song is pretty straightforward. She's saying, I'm gonna call you tonight. I believe this has to have a meaning. Lightning had to strike tonight because the two of us are finally meeting in this place at this time. And I feel safe when I look in your eyes. And after reading the lyrics to the first 3 songs, $1 Million Bill, Nothing But Love, and Call You Tonight, she does seem to be in a better, happier place just from the energy I'm picking up on from her singing and the lyrics. I know she didn't write any of these songs, but she must have had a special connection to the lyrics to put them on the album, and that is leading me to believe that she is happier, she's feeling better. This album does feel like the blinding white light at the end of a long, dark tunnel. So now let's move on to track number 4, I Look to You.
As I lay me down, after all that I've been through, I look to you, yeah. And when melodies are gone, I look to you, I look to you.
Wow, that was simply beautiful, gorgeous. I almost wanted to cry. I got a little teary-eyed there. It was beautiful. And when melodies are gone, in you I hear a song. I look to you. Yeah, I look to you. After losing my breath, there's no more fighting left. Sinking to rise no more, searching for that open door. And every road that I've taken led to my regret. And I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Nothing to do but lift my head. I look to you. This is such a powerful song, and it's one of my favorites on the album so far. It might even be my favorite. So now let's move on to track number 5, Like I Never Left, featuring Akon.
Did you ever wish you could get back something that you did in your past? And I want you to love me like I never left. Ooh, baby, baby, I miss your loving so, but I ain't holding back no more. And I want you to touch me like I never left, like I never left.
Okay, and that was track number 5, Like I Never Left with Akon. Oh my god, Akon. I don't remember the last time I listened to Akon. Oh my god, I remember listening to him in high school. He was everywhere. He was so popular. What happened to him? I do remember reading that Akon was involved with discovering Lady Gaga. It says here that he was her manager early in her career, and he cashed out when he thought that she was at her commercial peak. This was another great song on the album, and I can't help but wonder if Whitney was still sort of in love with Bobby Brown, even after the divorce. She really did love Bobby Brown, from my understanding, from what you guys have told me, from what I've read, and from listening to her prior albums and reading the lyrics. A lot of people told her that the relationship would last. They didn't want Whitney to be in a relationship with him, but she wanted to prove them wrong. She wanted to stay in a relationship with him because she loved him.
Because the world had said it wouldn't last 6 minutes, were you also trying to prove the world wrong?
I was determined. Determined to prove them wrong. We were in love. We were crazy for each other. We wanted to have a family. And I'm just not going to let you do that to us. I'm just not. And so was he. He was determined. We fought for that.
So now we will move on to track number 6, A Song for You.
I've been so many places in my life and time, with 10,000 people watching. Wow. You taught me precious secrets. This song is for you. This song is for you. Singing this song to you.
Okay, and that was track number 6, A Song for You, and this was really interesting. I like how the song started off slow with a piano, and then it escalated into a more up-tempo dance song. I thought that was pretty interesting. She does seem to be reflecting quite a bit on this album, everything she's gone through over the last few years, perhaps even the last couple decades. I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. Well, we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. She does say that she treated this person unkindly, but now she's so much better, and I love you for my life. Dear friend, you are a friend of mine. So she treated this person unkindly, but now she knows so much better, and she loves this person, and they are a friend to her. They are a dear friend. And this isn't one of my favorite tracks on the album, unfortunately. I like how it got my body moving, but I still like listening to it. So now we will move on to track number 7, I Didn't Know My Own Strength.
Lost touch with my soul. I had no hope to hold on to. I didn't know my own strength. Survived my darkest hour. My faith kept me alive. I thought I'd never find my way. I didn't know my own strength. I got to know my own strength.
I wasn't built to break. I got to know my own strength. This song pretty much sums up the entire album so far. I didn't know my own strength. She didn't know what she was capable of mentally and physically, but she got through it. So we will now move on to track number 8, Worth It.
This is for the lovers holding hands in the car. It's for you, it's for you, this is for you, it's for you, it's for you. I know somebody's gonna make love to this song tonight, tonight, tonight. When you're on the phone, you never hang up. Even when you're feeling down, they can make you smile. Never get up when you're on the phone.
Okay, that was track number 8, Worth It, and this is another dedication song, just like track number 6, A Song for You. She's dedicating this song to the lovers. All the lovers out there, this is for you. This is for the lovers, no matter where you are. This is for you. Baby, some people feel it, they let it show. Some people miss it, they let it go. You spot them from a mile, and that's when you know love is worth it. When it's going wrong, you never give up. When you're on the phone, you never hang up. Even when you're feeling down, they can always make you smile. And that's when you know love is worth it. What I love about this album so far are all the meaningful lyrics and messages that Whitney has to share with us. Everything she's learned and everything she's gone through, becoming stronger as a woman and as a person and as a lover, and through all her ups and downs, she is sharing with us just how strong she became. So now we're gonna move on to track number 9, For the Lovers, which is really interesting because in this song, track number 8, Worth It, she does say, this is for the lovers, this is for the lovers, this is for you. So now we're moving on to the next song, which is called For the Lovers.
This sounds for you, baby. This sounds for you. Leave the stress at home. Tell the drama, no. You ain't gonna kill my vibe. Now throw your hands up. For the next 3 minutes, it's about the lover. Lovers tell you you're the lover. Tell me that you love her. Now throw your hands up. For the next 3 minutes, you.
Okay, and that was track number 9, For the Lovers. And not only is this song for the lovers, it's for the clubs as well. She's saying that the song isn't for the haters, it's for the lovers out there. It's, ladies, tell your man you love him. It's about the lovers. Fellas, tell your girl you love her. So throw your hands up. This song is for the people who are in a relationship. It's for the lovers who are together. Even the single people who are searching for a lover out there. That special fella or that special lady in their life. So now we will move on to track number 10, I Got You. Okay, that was track number 10, I Got You. And another thing I enjoy about this album is that it is very classic Whitney Houston when it comes to the lyrics and the stories and the messages, but also the production is quite current and fresh and sounds very 2009 and very modern. So I like that. It's classic Whitney, but with a current spin on the music as well. And that could probably be attributed to Akon being involved with this album as well. So we have come to the end of the album, unfortunately. Track number 11, Salute.
You say you wanna walk away. You ain't got nothing to say. So yeah, in this world, I stand alone. I can't be strong. I made it through, and now all I gotta say to you is salute. So yeah, in this world, I stand alone. I can't be strong.
Alrighty, and that was the final track of the album, Salute, and this was a really great way to wrap up the album. This continues with the theme we've been listening to throughout the whole album. Go on out the door now, you take care, no more tears to shed. What you expecting me to beg? Well, I'm not. I'm done. I'm feeling kind of taller than you lately. I'm feeling kind of stronger than you. So this is continuing the theme of her realizing how strong she is. I did know my own strength, track number 7. I feel like doing my hair. I feel like going out to the club and having some fun. No more tears to shed. She's over the darkness and the bullshit. She's ready to start her life anew. And she says, I salute you. I salute you. Go on, take care. Go on out the door. Take care. I salute you. What I don't like about the song is that it's written by R. Kelly, but it is what it is. So that was all 11 tracks of I Look to You, and this was a great Whitney Houston album. Like I said already, it is classic Whitney when it comes to the themes and the stories and the lyrics, but it's also very hip and new and modern for the year 2009. I think this is a vast improvement over her prior album, Just Whitney, from 2002. You could just hear the growth in her lyrics, and she's reminiscing, she's reflecting, and she's realizing her own strength, and She is starting anew. This is her comeback. Even though she doesn't want to call it a comeback, like stated in track number 11, Salute, she's always been here, but in ways this is a comeback. She looks glorious on the album artwork, and you can hear it in the energy. She is here. I was gonna say that she's here to stay, but that's unfortunately not the case. But what makes this album really tragic is that she sounds so sure now. She's so much stronger. She's been through it all. The ups, downs, the hate, the negativity, the haters, the love. She's accepting love. She's bringing love into her life. Love is here to stay. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out. She seemed to still be struggling with some sort of demon inside of her that led to her death 3 years later in 2012. What I am a little disappointed about is that Whitney Houston only has 7 studio albums in her discography. With such a great voice like hers, one of the greatest voices of our generation and of all time, she only has 7 studio albums, and she's been in the game in the music career since 1985, so one would think she would have more studio albums, but maybe it was meant to be that way. She has recorded some of the best songs ever recorded in the history of music. She's released some of the biggest selling albums of all time, and so many accolades, so many achievements because of that pristine and golden voice of hers. Does she sound spectacular on this album? No. Does she sound as good as she used to? No. Nowhere near as good as she used to, but who cares? You know, she went through what she did and she made her choices, and it is what it is. I wasn't expecting her to sound the same way she did years ago on this album. I wasn't expecting the classic Whitney Houston voice. She still sounds great on this album. I knew going into it that the voice wouldn't be there anymore, but you do hear bits and pieces of the classic Whitney Houston voice on this album, and she still sounds great considering everything she went through and the damage that was done to her voice. She still sounds great on this album. Whitney Houston's albums, her music, her catalog will stand the test of time. They will transcend generations, and decades from now, centuries from now, people will still be listening to Whitney Houston when so many other artists' music will be long forgotten. Her music, her catalog will stand the test of time because of that instrument of hers, that heavenly golden instrument of hers that was her voice. One can only imagine what she could have done with the later half of her career if all those horrible things didn't happen to her in her life. What if she never married Bobby Brown? And what if she never went down that road of addiction? What would the later half of her life look like? We'll never know. So as a whole, I really did enjoy my Whitney Houston discography journey. I learned a lot about her life, about her personal life, things that I didn't know before. And now I can walk away from this discography journey knowing just a bit more about Whitney Houston's life, who she was as a woman, not what the tabloids were telling me or the gossip columns. Just from reading her lyrics and listening to her voice, I feel like I know her just a bit more. So what did you guys think of this album from 2009? I Look to You. How does it compare to her other albums? What are your favorite tracks? I think this is a solid Whitney Houston album, and I did enjoy it. And I will end this video and discography journey with this last question to you. What does Whitney Houston mean to you? What does her music mean to you? When did you first start listening to her? Maybe you have a special memory or connection with one of her albums or one of her songs. Maybe it reminds you of a special place, a special time, a special person. So officially, I think that's all I wanted to say, and thank you for coming along on this Whitney Houston discography journey. Like I said already, I will be reopening this series when I listen to her Christmas album for the first time in November or December of this year. But until then, thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlist, and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.